In this video, we'll discuss the latest incident involving Ja Morant and a fan at a recent NBA game. We're also going to look at some of the dumbest ejections in NBA history. From players throwing punches to spitting water at fans, these moments will leave you scratching your head. So sit back and get ready to laugh at some ridiculous ejections in the history of the NBA. First up, details of Ja Morant's ejection from Saturday night's game against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Ja Morant was ejected from Saturday night's game against the Oklahoma City Thunder after a friendly interaction with a courtside fan. The ejection came at the end of the second quarter, with Memphis trailing by 12 points. The incident began when Morant and a fan exchanged words, with both parties seemingly having a friendly conversation. However, referee Ray Acosta decided to eject Morant from the game. Morant appeared angry as he left the court and continued to gesture toward the fan, signaling that all was good between them. His father, T. Morant, later FaceTimed with them and chatted with the fans after the game. Now for the discussion of the seemingly friendly interaction between Morant and a courtside fan that led to his ejection. When the Memphis Grizzlies star player Ja Morant was ejected from a game against the Oklahoma City Thunder before halftime, it sent shockwaves throughout the basketball world. The reason for Morant's ejection stemmed from a seemingly friendly interaction between him and a courtside fan. The incident happened just before halftime when Morant and the fans were talking back and forth. Ray Acosta, the referee overseeing the game, decided to eject Morant from the court for his actions. Despite being ejected, Morant continued gesturing to the fan as he left the court. He seemed to signal that there were no hard feelings between him and the person who led to his ejection. After the game, Morant's father T even FaceTimed with Ja and went over to chat with the fans he had interacted with before being ejected. It remains unclear exactly what happened in the conversation between Morant and the fan that led to his ejection, but it seems there were no hard feelings between them. Regardless, it was an unfortunate situation that took away from what should have been a thrilling game between two teams vying for playoff positioning in the Western Conference. Only time will tell how this incident affects Morant and his team. Finally, analysis of how the Thunder took control of the game in Morant. The Oklahoma City Thunder's control over the game in the absence of Ja Morant was evident in many ways. From the moment he left the court, they began to find more open shots and effectively utilized their size advantage on the front court. The Thunder also benefited from more foul trouble for Memphis, which allowed for more free throw attempts, giving Oklahoma City more opportunities to increase their lead. Tulsa was also able to find success with perimeter play and used their size advantage on the offensive glass for easy points. Ultimately, the Thunder were able to capitalize on Morant's absence and extend their lead throughout the second half of the game. The result was a comfortable win for Oklahoma City and a reminder of one player's impact on the game. The dumbest ejections of the NBA. A brief overview of the NBA and its rules for ejections. The National Basketball Association, NBA, is a professional basketball league in North America. It's composed of 30 teams, 29 in the United States and 1 in Canada. The NBA has a set of rules and guidelines that players, coaches, and staff must adhere to maintain the integrity and professional nature of the game. One of these rules is the ability for referees to eject players, coaches, or staff from games for inappropriate or unsportsmanlike behavior. Ejections can occur for various reasons, such as fighting, verbal abuse, or physical altercations with players or officials. Ejections can also occur for minor infractions, such as technical and flagrant fouls. Maintaining control and professionalism during games is crucial in the NBA, as it ensures the safety of all players and maintains the integrity of the game. Players, coaches, and staff need to adhere to the rules and guidelines set forth by the NBA to prevent altercations and maintain a respectful and professional environment. The first ejections is Dion Waiters for spitting water at a fan. During a game in December 2020, Dion Waiters of the Miami Heat had a confrontation with a fan in the stands. According to reports, Waiters spat water at the fan after the fan allegedly made a rude comment towards him. Waiters was immediately ejected from the game and later apologized for his actions. Waiters' altercation with the fan sparked widespread controversy and backlash, with many arguing that Waiters' behavior was unprofessional and unacceptable. The NBA later released a statement condemning Waiters' actions and announcing that he would face disciplinary action. Waiters issued a public apology for his behavior, stating that he was sorry for his actions and that he didn't mean to spit at the fan. He also acknowledged that he should have handled the situation differently and vowed to learn from his mistake. Despite his apology, Waiters faced the consequences for his actions, including a fine and a suspension. The incident serves as a reminder of the importance of maintaining control and professionalism during games, as players and staff represent not only themselves, but also their teams and the league as a whole. Next, we have Charles Oakley for shoving a security guard. In February 2017, former NBA player Charles Oakley was ejected from a game at Madison Square Gardens in New York City and arrested after an altercation with a security guard. According to reports, Oakley was sitting courtside at the game and became involved in a verbal altercation with security guards attempting to remove him from the arena. The altercation escalated, and Oakley allegedly pushed one of the guards before being tackled and handcuffed by other security personnel. Oakley was arrested and charged with 3 counts of assault and 1 count of criminal trespassing. He was released on bail and later issued a statement denying that he had done anything wrong and claiming that the security guards had mistreated him. Although the event spawned a lot of controversy, many argued that Oakley had been treated unfairly and that the security guards had overreacted. The NBA came out with a statement afterwards, condemning the altercation and expressing concern for the safety of all involved. Next is Ron Artest for charging into the stands. In November 2004, Ron Artest, then a player for the Indiana Pacers, was involved in one of the most infamous altercations in NBA history. During a game against the Detroit Pistons, Artest was involved in a physical altercation with a fan in the stands. The altercation began when a fan threw a drink at Artest, who then charged into the stands and began fighting with the fan. The altercation quickly escalated, with other players and fans involved in the melee. Artest was suspended for the remainder of the season and faced legal consequences for his actions. He later apologized for his behavior and pledged to improve his image. The incident, known as the Malice at the Palace, was not received well by fans, and there was a lot of outrage about his unprofessionalism. It served as a reminder of the importance of maintaining control and professionalism during games, as players and staff represent themselves, their teams, and the league as a whole. It's important for all individuals to handle conflicts calmly and respectfully, and to avoid physical altercations at all costs. Next, DeMarcus Cousins for hitting a referee. DeMarcus Cousins was involved in an altercation with a referee during a game against the Golden State Warriors. The altercation began when Cousins was called for a foul and became agitated with the referee's decision. He reportedly cursed at the referee and hit him in the chest with his arm. Cousins was immediately pulled out of the game and suspended for 1 game due to his actions. He issued a public apology for his behavior, stating that he was sorry for his actions and that he had let his emotions get the best of him. This was a tense time for the league, as everyone knows it's never a good idea to verbally assault a referee, let alone physically assault. Even if a referee is believed to be in the wrong, it's important to maintain decorum and represent the NBA well, rather than reacting based solely on emotions. Next, Kevin Durant for throwing his mouth guard at a referee. Kevin Durant was involved in a quarrel with the referee during a game against the Dallas Mavericks. The altercation began when Durant was called for a foul and became agitated with the referee's decision. He reportedly cursed at the referee and then threw his mouth guard at him. Durant was ejected from the game and later fined $15,000 for his actions. He apologized publicly. His actions were not received well, although it is interesting that he was fined rather than suspended. Regardless, it's important to maintain your calm even when you're playing a blood-pumping sport, for these players have a lot more on the line than just their reputation. Finally, Chris Paul for bumping a referee. Chris Paul was involved in an argument with a referee during a game against the Golden State Warriors. The altercation began when Paul became agitated with a call made by the referee and bumped him in the chest with his shoulder. Paul was immediately ejected from the game and later fined $35,000 for his actions. He apologized for his actions and acknowledged that they were unacceptable. Paul holds the highest monetary punishment on this list, but I think he was far happier paying $35,000 than getting arrested or being suspended for the whole season. Things do get rather tense on the basketball court, but neither the NBA nor fans generally have much of a tolerance for players who lash out on the court. Physical altercations and angry outbursts should always be avoided at all costs. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. And don't forget to leave a comment below letting us know what you think. We love hearing from you.